Hi Sagittarius, welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel. This is your October 2020 love reading. Thanks to those of you who've liked, viewed, shared, subscribed, and donated to the channel. I appreciate all of that. As far as the personal readings go, I'm still taking a bit of a break from those. Not sure when I'm going to pick them back up again yet, but if I make a decision to start them up again soon, I'll make an update in the community section of the channel. As far as what we have in front of us, we have what I call the Bridging the Gap spread, and the way it works is the cards on the left side represent your energy toward the connection with your main love interest, and the cards on the right side represent their energy toward the connection. These are past energies, present energies, future energies. Once we get through all those, we'll actually pull some oracle cards with some additional insight. That's where the Bridging the Gap dynamic comes into play. And as far as the decks being used, on the left side we have the Lover's Path Tarot, and on the right side we have the Tarot Sexual Magic. Also keep in mind it's just a general reading, so while I'm going to be referring to the cards on the left as your energy and the cards on the right as the other person's, if you feel more like the cards on the right represent your energy, the left is theirs, then definitely trust that. Alright? So with all that out of the way, past energy on your side, we have the Six of Staves. So this is actually the equivalent of the Six of Wands, which is Leo energy. So it could just be saying that you guys might have felt a lot of confidence toward the connection. Maybe you felt like they gave you a lot of attention and it made you feel good, or possibly you were the ones giving them attention. Could have been mutual, obviously. And with Leo energy being the ninth house for you guys, it could just be saying that the two of you might live at a distance from each other as well, so maybe you actually traveled to see them in the past. But yeah, either way, it looks like there was some confidence and feeling like this was definitely a good connection for you. Past connection on their side, we have the Wheel. So this is actually the major arcana card for Jupiter, which is your ruler. So this could definitely point to your energy on this side too. But could just be saying that things were going well for this person too. So maybe this is just saying that individually you guys might have both been going through a lot of successes in your life in the past. But if not, I feel like this is saying that, they felt like they were happy having you in their lives as well. So it seemed like there was definitely some optimism going on for you guys in the past, whether it was toward the connection or just, again, you guys having your own separate successes outside the relationship. In the present position, we have the Three of Coins. So this is actually Capricorn energy here, and obviously you guys have a lot of heavy energy going on in that sign, but also pretty much for most of October, we're going to have Venus in the sign of Virgo, which for you guys is your house of career and social status. So this could just be saying that your focus might have to shift toward work, especially because we're going to have Mars retrograde make a connection with Jupiter and Capricorn too, and that's going to be a tense aspect. So it might be one of those things where you guys might be pulled away to focus on your work, and maybe as a result won't be able to put as much energy into your connection. But another thing that stands out to me with this too is if we think about the Three of Pentacles in traditional tarot, usually you see some people collaborating, and here we see that she's alone in the situation. So you might feel like you're ready to build something stable as far as this connection goes, and maybe you feel like the other person isn't really there at that level with you to put in that type of effort. All right, the present energy on their side, we have the Knight of Chalices. So this is actually the equivalent of the court card for Pisces. So could just be saying that, you might feel at home with this person, but again, I feel like there could be a situation where maybe they're at a distance from you, because I keep seeing these indicators that you guys might travel back and forth to see each other. But with this year, could just be saying that they're coming forward, expressing some love and emotion toward you. But again, with it being night energy, and then we see the Three of Coins on your side, which indicates a desire to build towards stability. You might feel like this person's energy is a bit scattered for you, and in that regard, that could be what the Wheel points to as well, where you feel like they're in and out a lot, so you can't really, you might feel like you can't depend on them, even though you really might be drawn to the connection and enjoy their company. You might be at that stage where you're like, all right, I'm ready to build something more stable, and it seems like they're just always in and out with their energy. All right, the future position on your side, we have the Nine of Staves, which is actually Sagittarius energy, middle 10 degrees. The Eight of Staves, also Sagittarius energy, but the first 10 degrees. And then the Five of Staves, which is Leo energy. So lots of wand energy for you guys in the past and in the future position. So like I said, maybe it's just that something comes up where you have to focus your energy on work a lot in the present, but might come out of that after a bit. But here I'm feeling like this is just saying that you guys are really guarded, and maybe there's even a lot of communication coming in, but I feel like for whatever reason you might actually be a little bit irritable. And there might just be some minor arguments. I don't necessarily think it's anything too big. I mean, if we look at their facial expressions in this particular Five of Wands, it doesn't really, almost looks like they're playing with each other. So, I don't necessarily think it would be like a huge blow up with anyone if that is the case. But another way this could be playing out too is, again, you could be feeling a bit guarded and closed off toward this person. But as you might feel like, again, like I said, you might feel like their energy is a bit scattered, and you might feel like they're exploring multiple options, because that's what the Five of Wands could point to as well. And this could just be pointing to the fact that you guys don't necessarily want to be involved in that, like, all right, well, I'm not going to compete with you for your time and your energy. So could just be the energy that you're giving off. But either way, like I said, I don't necessarily see this would be a huge issue. Could just be, like I said, you might just be a bit worn out if you really do get pulled away for work and you don't really have the energy to put into the communication with them, and then that could cause some minor arguments. Something to keep in mind there. And future energy on their side, we have the Knight of Pentacles, which is Virgo energy, and the Seven of Wands, more Leo energy here. So the one way I could see this is it could just be saying that they're gradually stepping up the level of seriousness that they bring toward the connection, The reason I say that is because we see the Knight of Chalices there, which, is about romantic energy, but doesn't necessarily point to the stability that you have, for example, with the Three of Coins. So with the Knight of Pentacles here, it could just be saying that finally they might come forward with something a bit more tangible. The Knight of Pentacles is considered the slowest moving of the Knights as well, so it could just be saying that it took them a long time to get to that point, but they might finally get there, and actually present an offer to you. A lot of Leo energy in this spread in general, so could definitely point to the fact that, like I said, there could be that distance between the two of you, and then also maybe a cultural differences between you. But the bottom of the deck on your side, we have the Eight of Arrows. So this is actually Gemini energy here, which for you guys is your opposite sign. And I mean, obviously we could see from the artwork, looks like she doesn't really know how to move forward in the situation. So you could just really be stuck in your head around the situation. And to be fair, it's totally understandable, as far as we're going to have Mercury retrograde in Scorpio this month, which for you guys is your 12th house. So that really could just have you trapped in your head thinking about all the different possible scenarios, all the different ways things could play out, right? Just trying to decide, all right, should I move forward with this person? Should I not move forward with this person? So, that could have your energy feeling a bit scattered too. But keep in mind, if that's the case, it would be pretty temporary. When we get toward the very end of October and definitely November, you should start to feel that energy lift a little bit. All right, and then the bottom of the deck on their side, we have the Knight of Wands. So 3 Knight energies overall. Although, interestingly enough, this actually does represent the court card for Sagittarius. So it could just be saying that their focus is heavy on you in that regard, where they're definitely interested in you. They have you on their minds a lot. And like I said, to be fair, for some of you, you might find that this is actually your energy on the right side here, which would make sense. And since we see Sagittarius card here, and also the Wheel of Fortune, which represents Jupiter, which is your ruler. But if not, again, like I said, I feel that vibe where either there could be physical distance between the two of you, and if not, maybe you just feel like the person's energy is a bit scattered. So that's what I see there. All right, moving on to the Oracle decks. First, we'll see if we get anything from the Aqua Moonlight deck I have here. I did pre-shuffle this deck before we started recording, and what I'm going to be looking for here is just some jumpers. So first I'll be looking for any unspoken messages from you to them, and then from them to you. And if I shuffle for a while and nothing comes up, since it's just a general reading, I'll just take that as a sign to move on to the next deck. But sometimes we get some extra messages here. So we'll see if we get anything. Like I said, first we're looking for messages from you to them. Nope, one just flipped over there. Alright, and we'll see if we get any from them to you now. Nope, got one there. Okay, so here we go. On your side, we have guilt. It says, hurting you was never my intention, but now it's hurting me too. Now, to be fair, the only reason I could see this playing into this reading on your side is what I was saying here, where for some of you, you just might have this irritable energy toward you in the future. And then that, like I was saying, if there's a lot of communication coming in from them, it might lead to you guys getting into an argument. But again, you know, I really didn't get the vibe that it would be a huge deal. And that could also be what that Eight of Arrows energy is about on your part too, or maybe you might feel like if you do blow up at them and you get into an argument, now you might feel like, oh, all right, I don't know what to say to fix the situation, right? So, I mean, I'm not giving you, you know, free reign to go off on this person for no reason, but I'm just saying, you know, it doesn't look like it would have lasting impact on the connection, so, you know. And then on their side, we have the keyword selfish on this one, and it says, well, let's see if we can get it to focus. All right, let's try that again. There we go. It says, I love the way you make me feel, but I can't give you the same in return. So interesting message there. And then so interestingly enough for you guys, I feel like this card almost points to that future energy where you might just blow up at this person. And then for them, I feel like this is saying that this could definitely be the energy that they were portraying in the past, and maybe even with that wheel energy, given that we see the keyword selfish there, this could even just say that they had multiple options on the table that they were exploring. But if that's the case, I will say, to be fair, at the very least with that Knight of Pentacles in the future position, it looks like they eventually will warm up to the idea of, you know, being a bit more steady and stable toward the connection. So hopefully that resonates with you guys. And lastly, we'll see what we get from the Wisdom of the Oracle deck. Same situation as far as I did pre-shuffle this deck, but I'm just looking for one card here for general advice to wrap up with. So see what we get. Alright, no jumpers coming up, so I'll give it a few more shuffles. In worst case, I'll just put the deck down and we'll pull a random one. Alright, so let me put the deck down. And give me a minute, we'll just pick one. Alright, we'll go here. Okay, we have Unfinished Symphony. There's the artwork, and the number is 10. And doesn't sound much more Mercury retrograde than that, right? But we'll see what the messages say. Actually, I haven't seen that card in a while. Okay, it says unfinished business, an incomplete lesson, lack of closure, the need to make amends. The Oracle's message. This is a time to tie up loose ends as you near the completion of a cycle or project and mastery of a lesson or skill. Before you can move forward, it's important that you come to terms with where you are now. Practice radical acceptance. Take inventory so that emotional and psychological closure can occur and the answers you seek will be found. You can't move forward if you are leaving things unfinished. Reflect on what has passed so that the symphony can finally end on a high note. Interesting message there, and I will say that definitely would resonate with the energy of the Eight of Swords, or Eight of Arrows as it's called in this deck. So if you guys feel like you're a bit stuck in a situation there, hopefully that resonated with you. Alright, the relationship message says moving on is difficult when love lingers, things are left unsaid, and you haven't had the opportunity for closure in your relationship and in your heart. You can still feel bound up in relationships when closure is denied you. It's important to achieve this for yourself. Write that letter, make that call, or have that conversation over a cup of coffee. For peace of mind, accept matters as they are, make amends if need be, and declare your feelings, even if only to yourself. Be clear about what was left unresolved, and close the door on the past. You can set yourself free. Only then can new love blossom. So, definitely an interesting message there as well. Hopefully that resonated with you. And then one last thing, we'll read the protection message, since that, Eight of Arrows energy does look a bit harsh there. Let's see if this resonates. It says, when unfinished business casts a shadow over your life, it is a reminder that procrastination is a form of self-sabotage. It is not in your best interest to stall. Even stumbling forward is better than holding back. Don't overthink things or let yourself get distracted. Just tie up any loose ends and deliver the results. Don't quit before the finish line. Spirit wants you to win. So definitely a pretty good message there as well. And that definitely made me think of the Eight of Swords, as far as it said, even stumbling forward is better than holding back. Because if we think about in the traditional tarot, and even here, you could kind of see that where, there's like that fear to move forward. But that's what I see there. So hopefully that resonated with you guys. Like I said, keep in mind you are going to have that Mercury retrograde in your 12th house. So it definitely might be tough to feel like you can move forward with things and even express yourself. So if that's the case, should clear by the time we get to November. So worst case, you guys could just give it a little more time. But hopefully that resonated with you guys. And I'll see you all next month. All right, bye.